Hello and thanks for watching. My name is Angel Vilar and I am a Technical Product Manager at VMware. On this video we are going to see a demo of NSX Upgrade Coordinator, which has been introduced in NSX for vSphere 6.4. Upgrade Coordinator provides a single pane of glass for NSX upgrades with visibility of the status of the process on all of its components. It provides a one-click upgrade, and it also allows you to create customized upgrade plans to match your needs. Additionally, it runs pre- and post-upgrade checks to make sure that the upgrade only starts if everything is okay and that everything works once the upgrade is finished. In case issues are found during these checks, Upgrade Coordinator reports them accordingly. So overall, Upgrade Coordinator improves operations efficiency and streamlines the process of upgrading NSX. Let's go and see it in action. Upgrade Coordinator is available under the Installation and Upgrade menu, where a new Upgrade tab has been added at the end of the row. It requires the NSX Manager to be upgraded in advance. In my case, I have already upgraded to version 6.4. To access Upgrade Coordinator, we need to click on the Upgrade tab. On the landing page, we get the list of our NSX managers. In my case, I only have one primary NSX manager, and the version they are running. By clicking on Upgrade History, we can see all the upgrades that our NSX manager has gone through. We also get a list of all the NSX components in our environment, the version they are running, and the version they will be upgraded to. We can click on any of them to get additional details of their upgrade history. In this case, the controllers have never been upgraded using Upgrade Coordinator yet. If we click on Clusters, we can see that we have two clusters running NSX, but that they have not yet been upgraded using Upgrade Coordinator. For the universal logical routers, we can see Upgrade Coordinator has detected two warnings, so we can click on it to find out more about these warnings and what they mean. In this case, it is reporting that high availability is not enabled and that the fabric, meaning the host, have not yet been upgraded to the new version. We also have some warnings for the edges, so let's click on them to find out more. And again, we will see that we have a high availability warning, and also the Upgrade Coordinator is reporting that the hosts have not been upgraded. So it's good to have this awareness, but in our case we will continue with the upgrade anyway. So after reviewing the environment, we are ready to plan our upgrade. Upgrade Coordinator offers two options. Let's explore one-click upgrade, where the system takes care of the planning of the upgrade automatically. So the only option we have is to review the plan, where we can see that controllers are upgraded automatically by the system, that the host, universal logical routers and edges will also be upgraded automatically by the system with some settings that we cannot modify. If we want to customize our upgrade, we need to go back and select Plan your upgrade. On the first step, we need to select which components we want to have upgraded. Depending on our selection, there will be a different set of options on the left menu. Also, we can decide if we want to have a pause between components or if we want Upgrade Coordinator to pause whenever it detects a failure. Next, we can plan how we want our hosts to be upgraded. Initially, there is a default cluster upgrade group on which we will find all the clusters in our environment. But we can create additional groups to match our needs. In my case, I will create one group for my compute cluster A. And one thing that we can see here is that the list for selecting cluster is empty. So let me save this group even when it's empty. And let's go back to the default cluster group and edit it again to remove its current components. So I select both objects and then click on the arrow. And once I am done, I can click OK. Now let's edit our compute A group again and the list of available objects is now populated with all those clusters that do not belong to any other upgrade group. This two-step process ensures that clusters are not moved accidentally from one group to the other. Then I can go ahead and create a second group on which I will add my compute B cluster. And now, for the hosts inside this cluster, I will change the upgrade order from serial to parallel. So I have created two host groups with different settings. Hosts inside comp B group will be upgraded in parallel, while hosts inside comp A group will be upgraded in serial. And I can also decide the upgrade order between those groups. If I select parallel, both groups will be upgraded at the same time. If I select serial, one group will be upgraded after the other. Since I want my upgrade to happen as quickly as possible, I will select parallel. Also, since I have several groups, I can decide to exclude any of them from this upgrade plan, because I might be interested in upgrade them later or because they may have already been upgraded previously, which is not the case as we saw earlier when checking the upgrade history of the different components. Also, if we want, we can include back those groups that we may have excluded previously. Once we are done with the plan for our hosts, we can move to the next step, which is the universal logical routers. Again, initially there is a default group comprising all the universal logical routers in our environment, which in my case is only one. This time I am fine with the default settings, so I'll move to the next step, which is the plan NSX edges. Here, the default group includes two edges, which are the two ones that I have in my environment, and that they will be upgraded in parallel by default. I could change that setting in the same way we have seen for the hosts, but this time I am fine with the defaults. So we move to the next step, which is the plan service VMs, but in my case I don't have any, so the number of service VMs on the default group is 0. So let's move to the final step, which is reviewing the plan we have just configured. If we agree with the settings, we can simply click on Start Upgrade. Otherwise, we can click on Back and modify whatever settings we want to. Once the upgrade starts, we are taken back to the overview page where we can follow the process. So we can see that the controllers are being upgraded, and we can click on View Details to see additional information on the overall upgrade progress. From here, we can also click on Details to get information on a specific component progress. Which is the same information we can get by clicking on the specific components. Now that the upgrade is running, we can navigate away from this page and keep working in NSX and come back here to check the status of our plan whenever we want to. For the sake of the demo, we will stay on this page to see how the upgrade progresses, but I will fast forward the video now to save us some time. Once the controller upgrade finishes, we can see the overall progress bar changing, and also the widget for the controllers has turned into green, meaning the upgrade has been successful. The plan continues, and now the widget for the clusters changes into blue, meaning the hosts are being now upgraded. We can check again the information of the controllers to confirm that they have been successfully upgraded. If we do the same for the clusters, we can see that the upgrade for both groups comp A and comp B has started, and this is because we selected parallel mode between groups. If we check again the overall plan details, we can see that the controllers have been successfully upgraded and that the clusters are now in progress. Let's fast forward the video again. After some time, the progress bar moves again, and the widget for the clusters changes its color, indicating that some of the clusters have finished upgrading successfully while some others are still in progress. We can click on the clusters link to get the details and to find out that comp A group has already finished upgrading while comp B is in progress. I will now fast forward the video again. Finally, the clusters widget turns completely green, meaning that all our hosts are successfully upgraded. We can click to see the details and confirm that both groups have finished upgrading. If we check the overall plan status, we can see that controllers and clusters are finished and the universal logical routers still have not started. But it will do it pretty soon. Actually, after I click on close, we can see that its widget has turned blue, meaning the upgrade is in progress. Let me fast forward the video once more. If at some point we change our mind, we can click on pause upgrade. This will stop the upgrade plan after the components that are in progress complete their upgrades. In my case, the universal logical router has just finished upgrading, so now the upgrade plan is paused and I am offered two options. Either I can resume the plan or I can change my plan settings. If I click on replan, I am taken to the configuration steps that I have already done at the beginning, and I can modify any settings that I need. Also, as I navigate through the different menus, I can see which of the components have already been upgraded. In my case, only the NSX edges are pending, and once on the Edges tab, I could, for example, change the upgrade order from parallel to serial. Finally, we are offered the review page again, and once we are ready, we can click on Resume Upgrade so that the process restarts. Let's fast forward the video once more. After some time, the progress bar moves and the widget for the edges changes its color, indicating that some of them have finished upgrading successfully. And some more time after, the widget changes completely into green and the progress bar gets to 100%, meaning that the edges have finished upgrading successfully and that the overall upgrade plan has completed. Upgrade Coordinator takes some time to finish the latest post checks and finally declares the upgrade plan as successful. Let's navigate through other NSX pages to confirm that this is true. On the Management tab, we can see that both the manager and the controller have been upgraded to version 6.4. On the Host Preparation tab, we can see that hosts are also running now version 6.4. Finally, on the Edges tab, we can see that both universal and non-universal edges are running version 6.4. So it is true that the upgrade has finished successfully. And this concludes the demo. I hope you have enjoyed it, and don't forget to check the NSX official channels or my personal YouTube channel to find out more about NSX. Thank you!